What's up, what's up? Welcome back to Bust Life Crochet. I am Yvonne, aka Taco. Don't ask why. And this is my WIP Wednesday. WIP Wednesday with a bit of gibberish. I couldn't really think of anything to call it, so when I came up with that, I found it pretty perfect. Today, I am going to show you what I've been working on. It is a project from a customer of mine / relative. Got with me and said, hey, I want these things, can you make them? I'd rather pay you. I'm like, yeah, I love it when you do that, thank you very much. So I'm going to show you that today, and I'm going to throw in a little bit of a yarn review. I was going to do two separate videos, but then I was like, no, they're not really that long, it's not really a lot to talk about, so I'll go ahead and just put it all in one video for you. I will be getting a new camera. The camera that we got for doing the videos is a Razor Kaio, and the one that we got in from Amazon seems to be a little bugged out. It takes forever for it to come on properly, and you're kind of like crossing your fingers and holding the aluminum foil just right to the left just to get it to come on. So I more than likely will take a little bit of break from the videoing unless I can figure out how to do it on my phone. I do have a Moto G, which is a really nice phone. It's not an iPhone or anything like that, but it's got a really nice camera on it, and it makes me look good, so I might just try it. We'll see. Let's go ahead and start with what I used for the project. They're called Coffee Cozies. Now, I haven't finished them yet. I still have to sew in the tails, but I basically, let me get a brighter one, that way you can actually see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, look. It's a coffee cozy. It goes on your coffee tumblers. I'll put it over here so you can kind of see it in the light. This pattern was a lot more difficult than it looked in the picture. I will say that much. I did get it from a tutorial on YouTube. I'll go ahead and put the link. And it is another person doing someone else's pattern. So it's kind of confusing, but I figured it out. And it was really, really fun. I ended up making a couple for my mom. I made some for my dad. Probably going to make a few for me as well. But I did make the ones that she wanted, and I'll probably ship them out tomorrow after I do all the tails and stuff like that. But it comes out looking like a little heart. It's called the Waistcoat Stitch, if I'm saying that correctly. I think that's what she called it, Waistcoat Stitch. Instead of going in the stitch itself, you go in the post, and it makes it look like these little bitty hearts or these little V's. I did one in blue. I did one in yellow. I did one in red, but you can't really, well, yeah, if I put it up closer, you can see the red one. I really like the red one. That one was pretty. I did one in this lavender purple for my aunt because she loves purple. I'm hoping that purple is dark enough for it. If not, Auntie, I'm sorry. And then I did this pink and purple one for my mom. What I did is, because it calls for a super chunky 6, I could not find a super chunky 6 offhand. So I went ahead and got Premier Serenity, I guess that's yep. Serenity. Premier Serenity Chunky. And it is a bulky 5. So I went ahead and did a bulky 5 instead of a super bulky 6, and honestly, it came out just as good. I took one of these, I put it on the tumbler, it fits really, really good. You don't feel the heat of the coffee through any of the yarn, and it was really nice to grip it. I actually made one for my dad, who doesn't really drink coffee that much anymore, but he has dementia and lupus, so he drops things a lot, and this gives a better grip onto his water cup, which is a tumbler. He keeps a big old tumbler full of ice water, and he drinks that all day long. So this will help him hold on to it a little better. Kind of hoping, because he drops a lot sometimes. You know, them old folks can't help it. So that is the project that I've been working on. I kind of got addicted to it a little bit. I made a few more than I originally thought I would. But honestly, it doesn't take much yarn at all to do the project. So I have a lot of leftover yarn from those skeins. I thought it was going to take up a little more than it did. This Serenity has 328 yards, which is 300 meters or 300 grams for you folks across the pond. It's what, 100% acrylic. The crochet hook size recommended is an 8mm, and the knitting hook recommended is an 8mm as well. Machine wash, warm, gentle cycle, tumble dry low, which is wonderful. I actually do not like the idea of putting my things in the wash and the dry if they're handmade. I will say that much. I'll put them in the dryer on low just to kind of get the stiffness out of it, depending on the yarn. But if I'm going to wash it, I'm going to hand wash it, because if I went through all the trouble of making it, I have a blanket, okay? It's a beautiful, beautiful blanket. It's some of the most advanced stitching I've ever done in my life. And it is falling apart because I didn't treat it properly. And to be fair, I didn't start off the magic circles right. Like, I was just learning how to do all that. So if anybody has any tips on how to fix granny squares when the center part is falling apart, leave a comment, let me know. I would really like to know how to fix this blanket so I don't have to redo it all, because it was a month of my time. I love the blanket. I made it for my husband. He loves the blanket, but my kids are playing with the strings. So if anybody's got any kind of comments or tips, any secrets, we'll barter. I'll do anything, really. So just let me know.
Well, not quite anything, but you're getting desperate.
I am starting to get a little desperate. I'm just saying. So yeah, I did the black in Serenity. They call the color, let's see, what do they call the color? Raven. Ooh, so mysterious. So it's Raven. Other than that. And they give you a graphic motif throw pattern, which is available at Premier Yarns. I prefer them to actually have the patterns on the back, honestly. Just because I like to challenge myself, just to learn how to read patterns, and you know, I like to collect things. I'm not a hoarder, I swear.
We live in a bus. If we were in a house, you would be a hoarder.
Yeah, exactly. For a bus, it's just storage. Now the colors of the yarn, the colored yarns that I did have the purple in Red Heart Super Saver. Found that Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo, if I'm not mistaken. But the blue, the yellow, if you can see these are super, super cute. Wait, there you go. Ah, yay! Okay, blue and yellow, and they are actually Mainstay, Walmart, in pink as well. Now, if the camera's not really doing very well with the colors, but they're more like Easter colors, but we
very vibrant pastels.
Very vibrant pastels, you know. But we follow Taurus, so we don't do Easter, we do Passover. But I still like the colors, and I still like the way the colors blend. Now, at my Walmart, we don't have these colors very often. They usually have, they have white, they have black. Every once in a while, they'll get brown, they have gray, they have purple, they have red, and then they have one multicolor. And that's all you get. That's it. And most of those are usually empty by the time you get there. So it's not really a point to actually go and look very often. I usually just go there for my Red Heart Super Saver. But this time I went, and I found one skein of each of these. I had it in the pink, in the blue, and finally, the oh-so-coveted lemon yellow. I have been looking for a lemon yellow for months now. I have so many projects that it doesn't even need a lot of lemon yellow. It's just a little accent, but I need that accent to make those squares pop. So I finally found my yellow, and I'm using it for coffee cozies instead. Shame on me. But I'll probably use it for some squares too. I don't know. But I was really, really, really excited to get the yellow. It was very, 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 very happy day for me. I ended up caking up those on my Knit Picks ball winder. I don't know why they call it a ball winder, because it winds up into a cake and not a ball. Well, whatevs. But you hook it on to the table, and then this comes out right here, and you thread it, and you just... My 3-year-old, well, soon to be 4-year-old in a few months, absolutely loves this thing, and I have to watch him very, very carefully because he'll break it. But other than that, and then you just pop it back out, and it goes back to its position. That has been my new favorite toy for a little while. I've been having so much fun with it. To the point that I remembered I should really wait to cake my yarn until I'm ready to use it. Because now I have like 2.5 boxes of caked up yarn that I don't need yet. So, yeah. Should have thought of that ahead of time. But at least it's done now. So now all I gotta do is just like, I like that color. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. I like that color. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. Makes it so much simpler. So that I was kind of okay with. But yeah, now I've got all this
Thank
caked
God
up
we
yarn.
have the extra room in the house for now.
Yes, because if it was just for the bus, I would be up the creek without a paddle. Because we have no space on this bus to be able to house that much yarn. Like, I'm going to have to figure out storage and stuff. But eventually, we'll be getting a yarn wall built up right in this area, from this side all the way to the other side of the couch. Which I know doesn't look very, but it's like the same size as me, but just over. So
being on the bus, we have a couch that's actually the twin XL bed.
yeah,
so
so
if you know
there's
how
a lot
big
of space.
that is, you know how long our couch
And
is.
if you want to see a video of the couch being made, my husband made this from scratch. No nails, by the way. It's this interesting little wood joining technique. I will go ahead and put a link to that video. It is on our Bus Life page. I think it's either Bus Life or Bus Life Gaming. Either way,
Bus Life.
I'll put a link to it so that you can check it out, because it's really, really cool how he did it with the tung oil and all these really cool woodworking stuff. So if you're interested in that, or if you got somebody in your life that's interested in woodworking, you might want to check those videos out. We'll go ahead and send a link for that, or put a link in the description. The bed box, yeah, was definitely a lot of fun. And we store a good bit of clothes in there and other things. We usually like to put our other season clothes. We're in Texas, so, you know, we've got only 2 seasons. That's it. So when it's cold, we keep our hot clothes in there. When it's hot, we keep our warm clothes in there, our cold clothes in there. That's basically all.
Oh
all
no,
we
this
do.
is Texas. The cold don't last long enough to ever put up the hot clothes.
Well, we didn't think about that. So now we've got like 2 wardrobes worth of clothes in this couch box that doesn't even get used. Like, I need to go through it and probably donate it to the thrift store or something like that, because we don't use it. It's still in there. This thing's too, yeah, we don't get into it enough, you know. But yeah, that's it for my WIP Wednesday. I do plan on doing some more yarn reviews. I got a lot of yarn in that I'd like to talk about. A lot of yarn. Oh my god, I've got so much yarn. But not enough to actually, like, I don't have enough. You
I'm
never
sure
really
your
have
other ladies
enough.
on here can attest that you never have enough yarn.
Yes,
But
see, yeah,
we also
you never
don't have enough space, so you have to play that balance.
We don't say that. I have enough space. I can get more yarn. It's okay. So, yeah. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and talk about the Mainstay Yarn a little more, because I didn't give y'all any kind of stuff on that. I mean, I'm pretty much sure everybody has seen Mainstay Yarn. I mean, everybody knows the Walmart yarn. It's just like your Super Saver yarn. I would say some of it tends to be a little softer, but not by much. And the halo is a bit fuzzier. I don't know if you can see that. Did you see that? The halo tends to fall off of the Mainstay yarn a little more, I noticed. Whenever I was doing the coffee cozies, I noticed a lot of the fuzzies from the color was getting onto the black. Now, I will throw those in the dryer with a dryer sheet just to kind of soften them up on gentle before I send them out, just so that I can try and get some of that fuzz off before I send them out, because, you know, I don't want them showing up kind of fuzzy and stuff like that. You know, giving you coffee, and there's nothing worse than having a very, very tiny hair stuck on your lip while you're drinking your coffee. You know, you can't get it out. It's not fun. It's not fun. Nobody likes that. So,
But it is amusing for everyone else.
especially if you're as animated as I am. I'm a very animated person. My facial features tell everything. I can't hide nothing. And my husband he says it's pure excitement and entertainment for hours. You know. Yeah, Mainstay Yarn. 100% acrylic. 397 yards. So that's a little more than the Premier, which is nice. 363 meters, 198.4 grams. Sweet. It is a medium 4-weight. What I did, because I could not find any other colors in the bulky 5, like, I couldn't find anything. They had black and they had gray. That was it. So I went ahead and grabbed some 4-weight colored and just doubled it. If you notice, I just went ahead and did the 2-string thing. I tried to do it all with 4-weight, just doubling all the strings, but there was so many strings I couldn't find my stitches. And with this waistcoat stitch, you really have to be able to see where that post is to know where you have to stick your hook in, or else it comes out looking wonky. So I went ahead and just did the 2-strand with the color and did the bulky 5 in the black. My mom, of course, you know, she gotta be different, she gotta be extra. She wanted a 2-tone, bless her heart. So I did one with a blue and pink, I think it is.
No, that's the lavender.
Oh, okay, it's the lavender. I'm a little bit colorblind, so bear with me. But I did the blue and lavender, and I did the pink and lavender, because she wanted the girly colors and the cuteness. So I went ahead and did those, because she's got to be extra, so, you know, that's my mama. I put her through enough blood, sweat, and tears. I owe her. If you knew our childhood, you'd understand. So yeah, back to Mainstay. Okay, worsted weight, medium number 4, machine wash, tumble dry. So basically, it's pretty much the same care as the Premier, which is nice. Like I said, the only thing that I really don't like about the Mainstay is that their halos get everywhere. The whole time I've been working with this, and while I was caking it up, I noticed it was actually catching in this part right here. This is the part that you feed the yarn through so that it holds while it's turning. Excuse me. And this right here was covered in fuzz. So the whole time I was trying to cake up this yarn, the fuzz was everywhere. That's the only thing that I really don't like about it. Other than that, the price is great. It's $2.97 a skein. You can't really beat that unless it's on sale, you know. And this is everywhere. You can always find it. Every Walmart.
The only thing I noticed that might help some people if they haven't heard of it, everybody knows the Red Heart.
Red Heart, yep. Everybody knows Red Heart.
This is just slightly finer than the Red Heart.
Yep, just slightly finer. Not by much.
Other than that, everything else pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. So yeah, Mainstay. Go Walmart. It's your birthday. Now they do have a pattern on the inside. I will give you that much. It's got a pattern right there. It's for a Little Ridge crochet cowl, and it tells you it only takes 1 ball. So 1 skein will make the entire cowl, which, I mean, us as crocheters, we already know that 1 skein, we know how much this is going to make, so, you know. But for people who don't, that's nice little information. And if I'm not mistaken, the pattern is on the other side of the label, which I love. So not only do I get to see the pattern that I want to make, I also get to collect it and put it in a little box or book and save it away and probably never think of it again, but it's there and it makes me feel better. So.
Or put on display in your shelves there.
Or, yes, I do save my labels, because if you can see back here, I've got this whole little collage of all of the skeins of yarn that I've used so far in my yarn trip, in my crochet path. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got some Caron. Addiction. Whatever. Caron Simply Soft. I got some Super Saver. I got some Panache. Now, okay, there's a story about the Panache that I gotta say. Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet, her husband bought her some yarn for Valentine's Day. And one of the yarns that he bought her, she had never seen before. It was called Panache. And it belonged to another company. I can't remember the name of the company that owns it now. But I had bought this ball of yarn at a thrift store here in our small town. It's called the DAV. It's the Disabled American Veterans Store. And proceeds that they get go to helping disabled veterans get on their feet, giving them jobs, and stuff like that. So it's a really good cause. We're very supportive of our troops and our veterans. We have a lot of veterans in our families, so we are always quick to shop there. And I had bought that yarn there. It's a vintage yarn. I absolutely love vintage yarns. I like the old stuff. I love the old labels and stuff like that. So this one was owned by New Brunswick, or Brunswick Yarns. Brunswick Yarns Brunswick. It's weird on the label. But it's a company in England. So it was cool to see a label from a type of yarn that company doesn't own it anymore. They've grown, they've moved on, and then to see it on a channel like Crystal's from Bag a Day, because she's huge, and it's like, oh dude, I have that yarn, yay, I have that yarn. So it was a little fangirl moment for me. But yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff up there. Some just my stripe from Lion Brand, some homespun, all kinds of goodies, and I tend to continue all the way to here onto our air conditioning unit. My husband did tell me it's okay, so I can do some collaging and sticker work over there on the air conditioner, which I'm pretty excited about. So I got to be careful not to make it look tacky though. So yeah, that's WIP Wednesday with a little bit of gibberish. I want to take this time before I end this video to personally thank Tracy from CrochetRocks, who did a shout out to my channel and got me a bunch of subscribers. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, everybody who came from Tracy's channel. I really appreciate it. I hope it was worth it for y'all. And I want to also thank Ginger from Yarn Geeks. I went into a live of hers the other day and met a bunch of new people over there that were really, really, really friendly and super helpful, and just felt welcomed in their group as well. So thank you very much for anyone who is joining me from Ginger's page and all that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys. We're growing a little bit here. I get a little excited every time I hear the little ding on my phone. It's like, oh my goodness, somebody else subscribed. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate y'all watching my weirdness. So come back for our next video. I don't know when it's gonna be. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but we gonna talk. And it's going to be about yarn. I can pretty much guarantee it's going to be about yarn. So follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Did I get them all? Yes, I got them all! Ooh! Okay, sorry. Thank you. Bye.